So this is the newest tank that I set up, and it is already having a insane explosion of green hair algae that is just taking over the entire tank with a vengeance. I've got it already killing off my Vallisneria over there. I noticed the change happened pretty quick after I put these mango leaves in. So, although mango leaves are good for the tank and supposed to provide, like, they're antibacterial, they have antibacterial, antifungal properties, they could be causing an imbalance in the tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove those. Another thing that could be causing this to go out of control is that I got a new light. So I'm keeping it on pretty much all day, and that might be causing the algae to flourish, because too much light is usually the cause of algae to get out of control. So you wanna, or improper lighting, either too much light, improper lighting, and this is supposed to be a good light. It's a Finnex Stingray, one of the newer models. So I just got that. I don't think that's what's causing the issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a water change, my normal maintenance, take out the mango leaves for now, and also reduce lighting, and we're gonna see if that corrects the problem. I'm also going to take samples of my water and test my water and see where we're at as far as nitrates are concerned, nitrites, all that good stuff. All the fish are doing great, which is a good sign. It's not bothering them at all. Snails are doing really well also, but plants are not doing good. So keep you updated on that. Okay, tested the water, and this is the results that I got. So for the high range pH, because my water is usually higher pH, so I don't even bother with the low pH and just go right for the high range test. It's at about like a 7.4 and 8.0. Somewhere in between there. And then for nitrite, we have a 0 parts per million, so that's good. Ammonia, looking at about 0.25 parts per million, which you want that completely zeroed out. If your tank is cycled, nitrite and nitrite and ammonia will be zeroed out. My tank is not fully cycled, so it's in the process of that, which I expected there to be these not to be completely zeroed out just yet, but they will be once the tank is fully cycled. The last one is nitrate. I'm at about 5.0 parts per million there according to the little chart here, and that's actually very good for me because I'm usually high in nitrate. Like coming out of the tap water, I start with like a little bit of nitrate right out of the tap, so I'm actually surprised that it's 5 parts per million. Like my nitrate, it's not uncommon for it to be 40 parts per million. Since it's so low in this tank, I'm going to test my other tanks and see. I am running out of my nitrate solution, so I might not be able to do all of the tanks, but I at least want to test Panini's tank and the shrimp tank. I wonder if my nitrate is low because I use an RV filter for my water now, because before I was just going straight out of my tap and then dosing it with prime, and now I just go ahead and attach the filter to my hose, let it run for a little bit, and I use my water that way, so I filter it. And if that's the case, it's just, I already have recommended using an RV filter if you have not the best water. That really makes me want to recommend it even more. They're not that pricey either, so I guess I'll link the one that I use in the comments because I got it off Amazon. The thing about the water RV filters is they do have a expiration date on them, so after so many uses, you're going to want to swap it out and get a new one. It's the same with other types of media that, well, because it uses like activated carbon, that diminishes over time and is no longer effective. So that's the only downside to it, but still I feel like I'm saving a lot more money than I was going through Prime. Going through so many Prime bottles. I barely dose my tanks anymore. I do dose my fish tanks. Like, I dosed this one only because I want to help it get cycled. Once it's completely cycled, I'm not even going to bother with using Prime anymore because it's unnecessary to me, and it's just another type of chemical that I'm adding to my fish tank. That's the way I view it, and it saves me money, I think, in the long run. So, but here's how the tank looks after the water change. Looks a little bit more clean. I didn't get all of the algae off of the glass on the sides, but I did scrub down the walls pretty good. One of the things that I like to use to scrub down my fish tank walls is the Mr. Clean Magic erasers, if I can talk. Those have like a micro agitator in the sponge that I feel like does a fantastic job of getting all of the algae off that's stuck on there pretty good. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have this type of algae that's building up on the walls, like, is really pretty difficult to get off with a regular sponge. Magic eraser is the way to go for that. I don't have any right now, but you can order like basically generic magic erasers, a whole bunch of them offline, off Amazon, and I'm gonna do that soon too. So I'll go ahead and link those down below too, the ones that I get, because it saves you a lot of money. It's basically the same product, same makeup, and works the same, and you get a lot more. So I'll link those, but they're great to have for cleaning your tank. Anyway, this is what we got going on. Everyone's happy in here. Got my cories that are doing good. They've been wanting to, well, they have been breeding in here since I put them in this tank. They've been going kind of crazy. And I definitely want to add more plants to this tank. I might lose all these plants because look at this. If I can't get that algae under control quickly, I'm just gonna have to, well, all these plants are gonna die, and I'm gonna have to throw them away, which is a bummer. My cryptocorn is probably gonna melt back. I'm expecting that to happen before it really takes off in here. It's all just a waiting game, right? So you got to have a lot of patience when you're establishing a new tank, and so I'm trying to figure out a balance for this tank. The other tank they were in was like really, I didn't have to do much, and it was very stable. Never had any hair algae in the other tank. So I don't know what's up with that. It might just be from the new light. We're gonna just have to wait and see on that. I'll probably turn the light off here in a moment, but just for the sake of the video, I'm keeping it on. But yeah, that's a pretty brutal outbreak with that hair algae. I heard you can do like hydrogen peroxide doses with it. I don't want to do that just yet because another thing is that this tank is still cycling, so there is an imbalance with the overall chemistry of everything right now. Once it starts really getting established, then, you know, then we'll probably do better with plants and all that. I did just kind of wring out the sponge a little bit in the aquarium water, of course. I have one tiny little water lettuce in here, and the roots have actually really grown already, which is amazing, but up top the leaves don't look that great. It's kind of like the water lettuce that I have in my shrimp tank right now. I don't know if water lettuce has like a melt back period too, an adjustment phase when it goes, you know, into a new environment before it really takes off, but I'm not too concerned about that. It might also be a lighting thing, too much light, not enough light, or it could be a nutrient thing. It's just really hard to know like if you have a nutrient imbalance, because the master test kit tests for like all of the basic things like ammonia, pH, stuff like that, but it doesn't really go beyond that. It gives you a good idea of where your tank is as far as like the nitrogen cycle. And if something isn't super out of whack, then one of those would be off. So I think I just need a little bit of patience. But I'm not sure. I'm debating whether or not I should dose this tank with Seachem Flourish Excel, because I do have that, and that stuff it works so well. So I don't know if I have like a CO2 thing that I need to balance out, like if it needs more nutrients or what. If you guys have any insight on that, let me know. This is what I'm talking about too. Like, I don't dose my tanks a lot, but look, this stuff is amazing. And I actually keep it in my fridge. I don't know if you need to do that, but I like keeping all of my fish stuff, like their fish food and everything, in my fridge. I just feel like it makes it last longer. But that's up to you where you want to keep it. I don't know how much of a difference that makes, or if that's even necessary, but all I know is that when I was dosing one of my tanks, it was a guppy tank that I had set up a while back. I had like water Sprite and water wisteria and everything in there. I used the Flourish Excel. It's not just the regular Flourish. You got to get the one that says Flourish Excel, because I think that one is like liquid CO2 or something. What does it say on the back of the bottle? This is typically obtained from CO2, but may also be derived from simple bioavailable compounds. It's a source of bioavailable carbon. All plants require a source of carbon. Okay, so that's basically what it is then. So this is not a CO2 injection, it's carbon, is what it sounds like. Yep, and it says right on the front, I'm kind of dumb, it says right there, bioavailable carbon for the planet aquarium. So you can use it in conjunction with CO2 injections. This is interesting. It says Flourish Excel also has iron reducing properties which promote the ferrous state of iron, Fe2, which is more easily utilized by plants than ferric iron, Fe3. And those are Fe, like capital F. I'll just show you. It's right here. Fe to the power, or that's not to the power of. I'm dumb, you guys. I don't know how to read it, but it's a little. Interesting. All right. So it does something with the iron that's in the tank. It sounds like it converts it to a usable property. Because you definitely want iron in your tanks too, because they're going to help your plants. And the Flourish, it's not Flourish, what is it? The type of substrate that I have under there is another one by Seachem. Maybe it is Flourish. Anyway, I got the red kind, so that one has iron in it, and it's supposed to be good for plants. So another concern I have, like, which makes me not want to dose with the Excel just yet, is that the substrate that I have should also provide the nutrients that these plants need in a planted aquarium. They're specifically for planted aquariums. So it's hard to know, like, do I have an excess of nutrients? Is that why this is happening? Do I have not enough nutrients? Is that why the algae's happening? Is it a lighting thing? It's really hard to know. That's one of the reasons I actually love the aquarium hobby, is because it's all kind of like experimental in that sense. So you get to learn things that way. Trial and error and troubleshooting. It's all about just troubleshooting different issues that come up, and it's kind of fun. Like, nobody likes to have algae, of course, but at the same time, it's like once you figure that out, you've learned something else and you can help somebody else with it. Which is why, if you guys have any ideas or suggestions on how I should go about treating this, should I just let it go and let my tank cycle, or should I do something else, let me know. I don't want to be spending a fortune. Like, I know some other things that people use is a UV bulb, and that would require me to get like a new filter with a UV light, and I don't want to do that. Like, I want to keep everything as budget friendly as possible because I don't have a lot of money to work with. So that's why all of my tanks are pretty much low tech too. Anyway, that's the update. That's where we're at for this. And I mean, everyone's just chilling in here. They're not like being crazy or showing any signs of issues. The corys really love this wood in the middle, and they love plants, so highly recommend. I don't know if that one back there is eating the hair algae or what it's doing, but if it is, that's really cool. I don't think corydoras eat hair algae. I think there's very few things that actually eat hair algae. I think amano shrimp are one of the things that are supposed to eat algae, but I don't know. Pretty sure not corys though. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I simply cannot do a video without rambling and not staying on one specific topic, and I'm sorry for that. Maybe I'll get better at that, but today I'm not getting better at that. But not today. They're going up and down the plants, and they're kind of like, it looks like they're eating what's on there. Are they trying to eat the hair algae? I'm not sure. Let me know if you guys know if corydoras eat. Yeah, because look, you can see kind of, maybe he's trying to eat that. You're so awesome, little guy. Where'd he go? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to eat that up. Or maybe they just like the feel. Corys are cute little fish. They're pretty fun. They're fun to watch. 2 of these fish I raised from, I think that's one of them too, the one that's eating. Because they're still a little, well, they're smaller. I believe both of the ones that I hatched are boys. The males are smaller than the females. Back there I have one of my females. She's a big mama. And then that's another female right there. They're much bigger than the males. I'm not sure if this one is male or female. I'm kind of thinking it's female too, because the males are pretty tiny. And you'll know which ones are males or females, because when they do breed, the males will make like a T formation over the female's face. So they make like a T shape, and that's a pretty clear sign of which one is male. It's easy to tell. for these guys, I have no idea which one is male and female. It's kind of hard to tell with neon tetras, because I think it's the same type of deal, like the females are bigger and the males are smaller. And then I think it also has to do with the way their blue stripe is, how far it goes along their body or something. There may be a way to tell with their fins too, because I know with guppies, the males have different fins. They have like the anal fin or whatever. They have that additional fin. So I don't know how to tell with the neons yet. I'll have to do some more research on that. I've been wanting to add a couple more neons. What are these guys doing? Did you guys see that? They're so fun. I love corydoras. I'm probably gonna get 2 more of the neons. But really this tank is pretty. I don't like to overcrowd my tanks. I like to keep just, you know, a decent amount, but nothing crazy. Like some people really stock up their tanks, and that's cool. Do what you want to do. And some of them look so pretty with all of the things that people stock them with, but I like to kind of keep it more on the simple side and not have a ton going on. And then it's also better for cleaning too, because the more you have, the more you're going to be doing water changes and the more filtration you need because of the bio load. I'm going to cut it off there though. I hope y'all are having a great weekend. I wasn't going to make another video, but I was enjoying my tank maintenance, and you know, I did Bubbles tank and a little bit of maintenance on Panini's tank. Probably do the shrimp tomorrow. That's another thing with the shrimp. Well, I'll just save that for tomorrow, because I want to talk about their floating plants in there too, the water lettuce that I have. But I'm already going on 20 minutes of rambling, so this is more of just for documentation too. Don't even, like, if you don't watch it, that's fine, but if you do, that's cool too. Fish people unite. Aquarium hobbyists unite in the comments. Woo. Just kidding. All right. Well, that's it. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Bye.